Hello, this is Tech Time, and today I'm going to talk to you about my experience with Universal Orlando, Florida. This is we went to me and my family. We went to Universal the day after we went to Disney, and it was a different experience. We went to when we entered the park. There was many restaurants and a theater. One of which was a Voodoo's Donuts restaurant, which we went to which we bought from after we left the park, the main park, and the theater we didn't have any desire to go see anything in. As we entered the park, we noticed there was a bunch of lines for different rides, or not different rides, but different experiences, and there was a bunch of stores based off of scenes from certain movies. We went through many the rides we went through. Oh, most of the rides were a sort of 3D dark ride with a chair that moves, like vibrates, or you feel water spray, or wind blow into your face. If you are above the age of 25 to 30, if you're above that age range, you won't have a good time with those because they put strain into your eyes, and as my father had put it, it sort of made, or had my father and sister put it, it made them feel sort of queasy. While I enjoyed the rides, I noticed one thing. They did not at all accommodate for anyone in a wheelchair, as my brother was sitting in due to him being tired from walking a lot. We went onto one with my mother, my brother, my sister, and my dad, and me. After that ride, my mother and twin brother, they both decided that those kinds of rides weren't for them. Which is a problem considering that's what all the rides they have in the first park that when you enter it. It was also a blistering day there because of the Florida sun. But what makes it worse is that there were no fans in the open, there was no covered queues. Everything was bright out in the open, in view of the sun. So almost no matter where you were, unless you were in a building or in the Diagon Alley show off thing, you were getting the full effect of the sun. Just zapping you. And apparently there was a way to go to a certain Harry Potter region where you had to pay an extra $30 to go onto a train to the Harry Potter land thing, which was another meet and greet, another merch store, buildings that are similar to the ones in the movies, the castle, I believe specifically, and another 3D dark ride. Those 3D dark rides are not kind to those with back problems. My brother, who sometimes feels pain whenever the cars jostle too hard, said it hurt those kinds of rides, and they vibrate hard, like boom 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 boom. They vibrate hard, and they're not very fun rides to be on. There was a shooting game, which you're on a moving platform where you're taken across the screens. Again, 3D glasses were there, so your eyes were again strained, and you could not be in a wheelchair for that ride. And that was the only different ride we were able to get on. I'm pretty sure it's a bad look to not have any rides that would allow for anyone that is disabled in a wheelchair, which is pretty disappointing, I would have to say. The food we had there, it was in this Simpsons land at a Moe's restaurant. It was the same clips repeating over and over on a set loop on the TV screens. Just mildly being like, it is The Simpsons, and that was about it. The food was $20 worth of drink. You could not refill the drink. One drink in a paper cup. Well, like an average soda cup. But in a medium-sized soda cup, you could only get one fill. Then nothing. And a lot of the stuff felt like it was a way to sell you to buy more stuff, but there wasn't any ride surrounding it to make you excited about being there. It was all 3D dark rides that a lot of disabled people I don't think will be able to enjoy properly. And rides that weren't dark rides, again, could not accommodate disabled people. There was a spinning ride where it was like that spider 3-car spinning ride where each leg had 3 cars that spun. Those could not accommodate someone within a wheelchair. There was a Transformers dark ride which had a 65-minute wait. A very nice employer gave me, my sister, and my dad 3 different fast passes. And we went onto that Transformers line after an already sort of disappointing Fast and Furious ride. And it was more of the same dark ride, which we did not find all that pleasant. It was a very beautiful park, yes, no doubt. But there wasn't much anything to support that beauty with. So that is very much all I have to say beyond a few remarks. I would not suggest, if you are in a wheelchair, I would not suggest going to Universal. If you are sensitive to heat and need constant water or shade, I would again not suggest. There is not much to do. If you are trying to stretch your dollar at Universal, I would not suggest going there. Even the parks of Nintendo and the few other rides that were there, the roller coaster we tried to go onto was broken down, and the Men in Black dark ride, which again, a dark ride, so not good for people with a wheelchair, was broken down. All I must say is that if you enjoy the Universal properties, it would be fun for a few hours, but to spend your day, a week there, I would save some money. And if you had to go there for a couple hours at most. This is my biased review. These are my own opinions. And these are just to tell my experience. You could have had a better experience at Universal. But in my eyes, I did not have such a pleasant experience. But it was fun to be with my family. Even if we were very hot, it was a very fun time to just see a few of the things I enjoyed when I was younger. And it was a very beautiful day there, so it was like the crowds were very manageable. They weren't too bad. We weren't squeezed, which is a very good thing. Oh, and I have to say, there were a few high points of Universal. There were also a few low points. But anyways, I thank you for watching, and have a good day.